Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about why do we all feel like we're not good enough and how do we change that? How do we step into self-love? So I'm someone, if you know my story from my previous channel or kind of things I've said on here, I'm someone who used to be very depressed and had a lot of self-hatred. And in fact, I tried to kill myself because I hated myself so much. And fast forward to now, a few years later, I really do feel this sense of love and acceptance for myself. Not every moment of every day, but often. So if I was able to come from the absolute darkness to this space of love and acceptance, I know that you can too. And I want to kind of tell you what helped me on my journey and what might help you as well. Before we get into it, hi, I'm Denice Rosanne. I make videos every week on spirituality, wellness, and law of attraction. So if you do end up enjoying this video, please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would love for you to join us in our little community. With that being said, let's get into the video. So first of all, why do we all feel that we're not good enough? And yes, I'm saying all of us because I'm pretty sure it's something that every human on this earth, unfortunately, has felt at least part of their life. Some of us more than others, but all of us at one time or another have felt like we are not good enough. So this feeling, that this pervasive feeling that we have to do something better, that there's something like elementally wrong with ourselves, like there's some part of you that is like flawed and makes you not okay to be in the world or to be loved. That feeling comes from childhood. So when we're born into this world, we're babies, we absolutely love ourselves. We absolutely accept ourselves as we are, you know, whatever our body looks like, whatever our face looks like, whatever color we are, whatever sexuality we are, we still love ourselves, right? But then as we get older, we get these messages from people that, oh, you look fat in that, or you are ugly, or I don't like you, or you should change that. You're too mean. You're too nice. You're not funny enough, whatever. We get all these messages, and those messages convince us that there is something wrong with us, that there is some reason that we are not good enough, that other people are good and we are not. And so through all of this childhood conditioning, we learn to deny ourselves and we learn to change ourselves into something that people thought was more acceptable. So maybe like me, you straightened your hair, or maybe you wore clothes that people thought were cool, or you learned not to talk about your love of comic books because people thought that was nerdy or whatever, right? And we tried to like fit ourselves into that. But then we become adults and we realize that we believe we're not good enough. We have this deep feeling of being not good enough, but people in our lives are wanting to love us, or maybe we're wanting to move past that. And so it becomes time to let that go. So to release this feeling of not good enough, the first thing that helped me was understanding that, well, there's two things. The first thing is that understand that everybody feels this way, okay? And so I used to think I hated myself so much and I thought I was the worst person on earth. I thought there was something inherently just like bad within me, like I just felt bad, and sometimes I still do feel that way, but I'm, you know, able to manage it a lot better. But when I really understood that most people at one time or another also feel like that, then it gave it so much less power, because I realized that like we can't all be bad, right? Like, and if some of the most beautiful, kind, and loving people I've met feel like at sometimes they feel like they're not good enough, then I realized that maybe this isn't so true after all. So that's the second thing I realized, is that this is just a belief, okay? And a belief can be changed. So that's something Louise Hay always says. You guys know I love Louise Hay. She says in You Can Heal Your Life, a belief about yourself is just a thought, and thoughts can be changed, okay? So just because you believe something does not mean that it's ultimately true. So I believe in the law of attraction. I believe this is a spiritual universe that responds to us. So whatever you hold as a belief is what will show itself in the outer world to you. But as soon as you change that belief and you decide to pick up a new, more empowering belief, like I'm lovable, I'm enough, I'm acceptable, I'm beautiful, then the outer world will bring you those people who love you, will show you that you are beautiful, will show you that you are lovable, right? So that belief ultimately doesn't have any reality. It's just something that you learned as a kid and you've kept holding on to. But I would suggest to you that now it's time to let it go. I let it go and my life is a lot better for it. It wasn't easy to let go of, but I'm glad that I did, because your beliefs are your choice. And why are you choosing something that's hurting you? Why don't you choose a new belief that's going to lead your life in a much more beautiful, positive direction? The other thing that has really helped me on my journey to accepting myself and to loving myself more is understanding the nature of my thoughts, okay? And so I suggest that you start meditating if you would like to love yourself more, because you need to separate yourself from your thoughts. So the mind, I believe personally, and so do a lot of other people, that the mind and the soul are different, right? So you are your soul, you are yourself, you are the being that can observe your thoughts, right? That's how you can say, oh, I'm thinking this or I'm thinking that. But so often when we don't really learn how to control our thoughts, we think that we have to believe every thought that goes through our head. That's not true. You don't have to believe every thought that goes through your head. And so understand this and understand that you don't have to believe or even listen to those thoughts that run through your head that you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, you're worthless, right? Those are just thoughts. And I promise you, they're still going to come up because they're conditioned into our world, into our mindset from a very early age. Like even I still have, quite a lot of negative thoughts that come up about myself, but I am able to look at them and just let them go. It's like words on a screen, like passing by, like it's just a thought, and I let it go. And I do that with other things too, like when I worry about money or worry about not being attractive or people not liking me on video. I understand that it's just a thought running through my mind, and I don't have to give any credence to it, and so neither do you. Those thoughts about yourself that are demeaning, that are mean, you don't have to believe them. Just let them go, and don't try and stop them, really, because I don't believe there's a lot of that you can really stop your thoughts. The mind is always going to think, and some of it's going to be positive and a lot of it might be negative. But you, as the thinker of your thoughts, have the choice to decide which thoughts you focus on, which thoughts you nurture, and which thoughts you don't. And of course, you can insert new thoughts in your head, like, I'm lovable, I am wonderful, I accept myself and my flaws, I forgive myself for my past mistakes. And make those your new affirmations, those new things that you say to yourself. Maybe every time that same negative thought comes up in your head, whatever it might be for you, you let it go by, and instead you say a positive affirmation instead of it. So if your thought is, I'm stupid, then every time that thought runs through your head, you replace it with, I am an intelligent, capable person. Okay? And over time, you will start to believe those new thoughts more and more, and you'll have this core sense of belief that you are an okay person. And that is when you can really step into this wonderful world where people love you and they want to love you, and you are lovable, and there's nothing wrong with you. You're okay. I promise you, you're okay. And the last thing I want to say to you that has also helped me as a spiritual person is just understand that you are divinely created. You are not an accident. The chances of you being born are so small. Seriously, look it up. It will blow your mind. But just understand that you were created for a purpose, and I personally don't believe that God, source, the universe, makes any mistakes. You were specifically dreamt up and thought of and created and brought forth into this physical life because Source wanted you and me to exist. Source loves you, and Source is always with you, and you are always Source. And so if you understand that, then it becomes a lot easier to love yourself, because you understand that you are the way you are because you're meant to be that way. That's not to say that you can't grow and change and develop new skills and, change your appearance if you'd like to. But just understand that do that from a place of love. Like, do that from a place of accepting who you are and loving who you are. And from that place, you just want to grow and become more. And that's totally natural and wonderful. So most of all, I just want you to realize that there's nothing wrong with you. There really isn't. And if I can learn to love myself, I promise you, someone who hated themselves, would cry for hours of how much I hated myself, can come to this place where I love myself and I'm on camera and I'm sharing my life and I'm in a relationship and all those wonderful things, like, that you can too, okay? I'm not any different than you. So just understand that you are lovable, you were created for a reason, and there are people out there who love you. I love you, I want you to be here, and I want you most of all to love and accept yourself. Alright guys, I hope that this video helped you understand a little bit more about how you can love yourself and accept yourself, and I promise it will work miracles in your life if you practice it. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe down below, and feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know what you took away from this video, and if you have any suggestions for what you'd like me to film in the future. And until then, I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.